Hi, I'm Luna Wolf. Welcome to FrightFest.
It's meant to be ironic,
Right.
you know. It is. It's a completely fucking ridiculous idea.
Yeah.
Which is what I thought when I got the breakdown.
Yeah.
I saw found footage.
Why would you be filming something in 3D found footage?
Exactly. Right.
And we address that. I mean, it's one of the first scenes in the movie.
Yes, I know.
Right, and so and again, this is one of those ideas that like it was like third or fourth draft into the script. I was like, wait a second. I could, you know, I knew that there were 3D cameras, you know, I'd seen Jackass 3D and Cave of Forgotten Dreams, and I knew that we could shoot it on sort of 3D camcorders, and that nobody had done that before, and I was like, well, it makes no sense, really, but if I make my character do it, and he's a jackass, and he, you know, it makes no sense for him, he just does it just because he thinks he's going to make a lot of money, and that then becomes sort of an organic part of our story.
Hi, I'm Trisha Lee. I'm the director of Blood Hunters.
Blood Hunters. Oh, that sounds interesting. Tell me a little bit about, without giving too much away, because I really want to see this film.
So it's about a single mother who overdoses, and she wakes up in a medical facility to find everyone dead, and she's somehow 9 months pregnant.
Where did it come from, the idea of using the conspiracy theory sort of as a base for telling this story?
Well, I was just very interested in alien conspiracy theorists and like a lot of like, you know, the conspiracies they had, and I just thought it was fascinating when you listen to these people, like sometimes they have like really good points. You're like, huh, like that is something, there's something there. But then it kind of just gets more and more complicated, layer upon layer, and you're like, all right, now I don't know if I can believe
like,
all of these things. But I always found it was a fascinating thing to like kind of unravel. And we were just really curious to see like someone who held these types of beliefs. And, you know, when they're in their setting, their world, you know, it's believable or it's, you know, everyone's with it. But what are they like in everyday life? How do people, you know, react to them with those beliefs, I guess?
Please tell us a little bit about your role in the film.
Now, it's my part in this movie is the role of priest, and it's a very challenging character, in my opinion, because it's a man who thinks to do good for the world and to do good for his nephew, but in my opinion he goes a little bit too far.
I've got this vision of you all sort of getting on the bus and sort of like driving off and having this really great time.
Yeah.
I mean, was that really the reality, or did you?
Yeah, that was
We did actually have a really nice time. The bus was my favourite because we were all together and we all just mucked around and had such a laugh. We just had some amazing rehearsals. I think Nick would get quite frustrated because we'd do the rehearsal, but we'd just do our version of it and just completely joke around and take the piss. And then Nick would come on going, okay guys, can we do a proper rehearsal now? But like saying it really nicely. And we but it made a really good atmosphere on set, and we did do it properly.
And also the bus, that was something that at a certain point everybody was fed up with, because it's such a cramped space, and I wasn't allowed in the bus because there was the cameraman, there was the sound guy. But when I looked at the monitor outside, and you were doing the scene, and I glanced over to the bus, and then in the front of the bus there was this clutch of fat male asses with hair, and everybody was just like cramped. It was so funny to look at.
Yeah, it was an actual
bus. But when the bus actually was thrown into the water, we were all like, okay, well, thank God for that.
Thank God for that. Let's go to the shed.
Yeah.
I've got it.
Hard film to sort of put across, wasn't it? Really? I mean, because do you see it as sort of science fiction on the side of sci-fi?
It's slightly sci-fi. In the end, I can't really say what is sci-fi because it will spoil the movie, but I can say that a car like the Monolith already exists somewhere. Maybe there's nothing so strong and resistant, but in fact there is. It's not a city car, but it's a combination of features that already exists, the features that already exist in different cars.
here and there now you see like the sort of like second generation or third generation rings popping up, and then they want to sort of re-examine their sort of like history and background. And I can't speak for Anna Lily, but for me, you know, obviously I was born in Iran and right in the middle of the Iran-Iraq war, and I think horror classically a lot of times is about repression, and you know, use metaphors to sort of like address repression, and just thought like, you know, that's a great setting for a horror film because this 80s Iran was such a dark and intense time, and it's all about repression. So that's why I chose the genre.
So this final film, it's time to say all our thank yous. And the first one, as always, goes to your good selves. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. We couldn't do it without you. And then, of course, the other people we couldn't function without are our lovely volunteers, all the people in the red T-shirts.
For now, thank you all. FrightFest 2016.